Hey, hey, this is Quavi, life coach for women in their 50s and over. I am so glad you are here. I just want to come on here and talk about a topic that is, I get a lot of questions on, and it's about energy level. I get the question, I go, Quavi, how come you have so much energy? And and sometimes they preface it with, oh, how come you have so much energy at your age? Which I don't think energy is, I don't think it has anything to do with age, really. I really think it really has to do with a lot of other things. So we're going to be talking about all of that. And if you have questions, please post your questions in the chat. Let me make sure I can see it. Yeah, in the chat. But first of all, I just want to welcome you. We're going to be talking about energy levels, and we're going to talk about the myths. We're going to talk about what you can do to increase your energy level. We'll talk about what's sapping your energy right now, like what is really zapping the energy out of you. Um, my name is Kwavi. I'm a life coach, and I'm on a mission to empower a million women to start living their life boldly. Like I want more women to age boldly. I don't really, and this is my opinion, I really don't like the phrase age gracefully because it kind of insinuates that you kind of have to age according to what society wants for you. And I'm just not big on that. I really believe that women should be given the freedom to age in the way that they want, whatever that means to them. And really, when it comes to aging boldly, it's cultural, it's based on your experiences, it's based on, your views. And I think women should be given the freedom to do that as opposed to what society deems as aging gracefully, where you probably have to wear certain clothing, you can't wear a certain hairstyle, um, you know, you can't, there's certain things you shouldn't be doing. Maybe you can't even, I mean, there are just so many restrictions, and I just want women to realize that those restrictions don't apply to them if they don't want them to. You get to decide based on your thoughts. And as a life coach, I've come to realize how important our thoughts are. Because if you were brought up, which some of you were, in a culture where you were told that after a certain age you really didn't matter, after a certain age you were invisible, after a certain age you couldn't do certain things. And so if you grew up with that way of thinking, even if you try to change, it is difficult because that initial programming that happened many, many years ago is still ingrained in you, and you have to actively and intentionally decide that you're going to go against that because that thought will keep on coming. Because when it comes to thoughts, thoughts are like the most powerful thoughts that we have are the ones we've had over time. The most powerful thoughts we have are the ones we've never questioned. The most powerful thoughts we have are the ones that we just kind of, without even thinking about it happens. We're thinking, oh, that's how things are. That's way things are. That's how things are. Oh, I'm just used to doing that. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, thoughts like that are deadly. Like that's how I'm used to doing things is a deadly thought. Because the way you're used to doing things doesn't mean it's necessarily right. You have to be really careful with thoughts like that. Like, oh, I'm just setting my ways. Now that one, whew, that is a thought that will keep you stuck and keep you from growing. When you have a thought like that, you will not evolve because you're like, oh, that's just the way things are done. Oh, I'm just used to that. Oh, I'm just setting my ways. And so be very careful and pay attention to the thoughts that you decide to take as just the truth. Your thoughts are not always true. Like we know that, but deep down, do we really know that? Like your thoughts are not always true. Your thoughts can be like, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. And then all of a sudden you do it and you're like, oh, yes, your thought wasn't true. So you need to be, I think as women especially, we really have to be careful with that. And so let me go into common causes of why you feel drained. I'm going to tell you the first one, which you're probably aware of, your hormone levels. Like your hormones, as we enter this stage, and I like to call menopause a blessing. And for some of you listening, you might be thinking, menopause a blessing? Yes. Menopause is a blessing because the only reason why you'd experience menopause is because you're still living. And so think about the women who don't even get to this stage. No, they don't get to the stage, and which means they don't experience menopause. And so if you're experiencing menopause right now, be thankful because that means you've lived long enough to experience it. I always look at menopause as a blessing. And listen, there are some times I wake up and I'm like, what is happening today? Yes, there are times when I have joint pain. I mean, there are different things that happen as we get older because of estrogen and menopause. And I'm not going to deny that. But it doesn't mean that we can't still be grateful in it. And that's what I want. Because this is the thing. When you start to think about menopause as a blessing, you begin to realize it's not all that bad. Like, really, you begin to realize that. And so, with the menopause and perimenopause, depending on what stage you're in, and let me just correct that. You're either perimenopause or menopausal. And I want to say that this is a journey because menopause really, scientifically, happens on one day. You know what day that is? The 12th month where you have not experienced a period. 12 months after that point, that's menopause. Right after that, you're in postmenopause. Like menopause is just one day, like that period of time. It's not like goes on. No. And if you haven't had your period for 12 months, you're not menopausal. You're not in menopause. You're not. And so it's interesting because some women can go to the ninth month, the 10th month, and the 11th month without a period. And the 12th month, whew, yes, they get that visitor. And you know what ends up happening? Reclocks. You have to start counting again. So the clock is reset, which for some women I'm sure can be frustrating. Excuse me. Because they're thinking this is it, and all of a sudden they're back to square one. And sometimes that just happens. But that could be one because that can really disrupt your sleep, um, and even your energy regulation. Because this is the truth: lower estrogen means more fatigue. It means you're drained. You don't have that energy, that boost that you normally have. You don't have that. And then also with the hormonal shifts, you can get moody, the brain fog, and just all of that. And think about your body is going through all of that. So think about the energy that is using to do that, and so that can affect your energy levels. The other thing that happens, and this will happen to some women, is excuse me, they just wake up, in the middle of the night. And sometimes that could be due to hormonal shifts. And when they wake up, or it could be, sometimes cortisol, stress hormone can spike at certain times early in the morning as we get old. And when that happens, you wake up, you know, and that can affect your sleep. And so that can affect your energy level. So think about it. You don't get enough sleep. You wake up in the morning, you're tired. That happened to me last week. I had, I love to get, listen, at this age, I'm in, I'm 57 and I love being 57, but there are certain things that I need to do to make sure that I'm enjoying my 57 years on this planet. And one of them being sleep. And last week, I had a guest from out of town, so I was staying out later than I normally would. The first day I was kind of okay. Second day was Third day, my body was like, Kwabi, what's up? What's going on? And so I know my body so well that I know that my body needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Anything between 7 and 8 hours, I'm good. Anything lower than that, I'm struggling. And for some of you, you might even do less, some might do more. But sleep is such an important part of, how we show up in the world. Like I can listen, you can tell from how I'm operating whether I've had enough sleep or not. And so I do my best to make sure I get that amount of sleep because if I don't, it's crazy. And then for me, it's the quality of sleep also. So even if I get 8 hours and it's disrupted, it's not the same thing. I need to sleep 8 hours, uninterrupted. And that way I know that my energy levels are going to be like high, high, high. So also another thing that drains our energy is emotional and mental overload. I call this sometimes some women experience emotional hangovers. Yeah. Because they have taken up so much from other people. They've taken on, they've taken on, they've taken on, they've taken on. And it's like they're exhausted emotionally. They're exhausted mentally because they've taken so much up on themselves and they're like, oh, what do I do next? And that, oh my goodness, that is an easy way for you to stop feeling tired. Like it just drains you. And it could be different things because at this age sometimes we are caregivers for aging parents. Sometimes we have, if we have children, we're mothers and we have children, that's an adult children transition age, or even we still have school age children, depending on when we have our kids, right? And then there are career shifts around this age where some people find that they are looked passed over at this age, or some people have decided to change careers. And so there's lots of different things career wise at this age. And, sometimes it's just relationship changes. There's a high incidence of divorces at this age. Yeah, they call it great divorce. And so that might be you. So your relationships are changing, navigating it in a very different way. And then you now have different sets of friends now. And unfortunately, sometimes that will happen where certain friends no longer are your friends because you've divorced, and you're just going through so many different things. And you're trying to deal with that and life. And so those things can be draining. They can drain your energy in so many different ways. So that's another one. And sometimes you might just be deficient in maybe iron and vitamin D. And so those are things that you need to check with your doctor and look at. But I think one of the biggest ones that we don't talk enough about, and it is the area that I really feel we should place more emphasis on, is you just women spend a lot of time just trying to be like they're constantly, oh, if I get this, I need to do this, I need to do that, whether it's pursuing numerous degrees and certificates and things, or it's just either excessive dieting or doing all these different things. And I just want to share with you that you are enough just the way you are, like whatever that is. Like, you are enough. You don't have to do this to be better. You can do it because you want to, but don't do it because you think, oh, this is going to, if I don't do this, I won't be accepted. And sometimes it's an internal thing that we say to ourselves, like, okay, once I do this, then okay, everything will be okay. Everything can be okay now. I'm going to really believe that everything can be okay now. You don't have to do this, and this. You feel, oh, I'm not really enough. If I did this, then maybe they'll accept me. No, 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 no. You are okay the way you are right now. And I really, I, I really want more women to hear this. I remember, I'll share a story with you. I remember, it was probably, wow, maybe 8 years ago. I had an opportunity to appear on TV, and I was really excited about it. But I started getting really worried because the poster that I had sent when I was applying to go on the TV segment was very different from the way I look now. So, in other words, I had sent the poster I had sent, or the picture I had sent, was sent months before, and at that point, I had a curly weave on. And when they had called me to come for the TV segment, I cut off all my hair, and it was really short and it was natural. And I thought to myself, oh no, they're not going to like this. They looked at that picture and that was the person they wanted. And now that I've cut my hair and it's natural, they probably don't want me anymore. And that's what I was telling myself. Instead of telling myself that the value I bring has nothing to do with the way I look. The value I bring is in my brain. And that is not taken away because I now have short hair. And the knowledge I bring to the table is still there. It's not taken away because I have short hair. And just the way I communicate and carry myself does not change because I have short hair, short natural hair. Never thought those thoughts. No, I was just thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And I almost got to a point where I was going to call the TV station and cancel. But I'm so glad I didn't. Because guess what? I went ahead and did that TV segment and it was fantastic. Yes, I did so well. They were really great. They were like, oh, we need you to come back. I mean, it was amazing. It was good. But think about that. And that's what we do to ourselves. We think, oh, let me do this so that they can like me. No, we as women need to show up as ourselves and stop trying to put all these different masks to cover up who we really are, because that in itself is exhausting. Trying to keep up, oh, if I do this, it's exhausting. It's making you tired. And so just allowing yourself to be. I've come to a point where I know that I'm not for everyone. I love my complexion. For some people, oh, I'm too dark, but I don't care. That is me. For some people, oh, you know what? Wear glasses or whatever. Some people might not like that, and I'm okay with that. Um, Not very tall. Some people might not like that. I'm okay with not being very tall. I'm okay with that. I have short hair. I don't wear a weave. I don't like wigs. Some people might not like it. Like, oh, they want people with someone with really long hair, and that's okay. But I am very content with who I am right now. Doesn't and you know and I want more women to really grasp that, especially as we get older, because as we get older, maybe as a younger person, you were able to place a lot of emphasis on your looks. And this is the thing, your looks will change. Yes, newsflash, your looks will change as you get older. Yes, it's just the way things are. Our bodies change, our faces change, and so what do you do now? If that's what if that's what you focus your whole identity on, what happens when you start changing and you don't like the way you're changing? What happens? And so if you are very comfortable with who you are and you allow yourself to go through those changes, that's how you will evolve. But if you're stuck on, I want to be the way I used to be, listen, you are going to be fighting a never ending battle because your body is going to change, and that's just the way it is. And so when we come to terms with that and get comfortable with, this is how I am. I am gonna rock my world. You're gonna rock your, just rock your identity the way it is. Rock your whole being and be confident in it. I'm confident not because I'm the smartest person. I'm confident not because I'm the prettiest person. I'm confident not because I am, what's it called, the richest person. I'm confident not because of all those quote unquote, whatever that is, fill in the blank. I'm confident because I'm very comfortable with who I am and I love me just the way I am. This is who I am. You know, I love me even though I have age spots all over my legs and I really do not like my age spots. But you know what? I love me anyway. And I want more women to get comfortable because listen, that area is draining your energy. Like you don't understand how much time and in your brain that you're spending thinking about all those things that you need to change in order to be acceptable. By who? Like, really? Like, accepted by who? The only person you should really be focused on is yourself. Are you comfortable with who you are? I'm telling you, when people ask me my energy, what's up with that, that's the first part I tell them. Like, I am so comfortable with who I am. I don't use any of my brain power to start thinking about, oh, I should do this, I should do. No, I'm not concerned. And I'm not concerned about, oh, if I go to this place, will people like me? No, I'm not concerned. Don't even bother myself. It's not my listen, I don't want to waste time doing that because that's them. If they have the issues with that, that's on them. Me, I'm good with me. And I want more women to be good with themselves. I want them to be good with themselves. So and I want to tell you a few things. Like sometimes people think, oh, it's just because they're getting older, your energy level. No, your energy level doesn't have to dip because you're getting older. Your energy level is part of who you are. It's like it's how you show up in the world. It doesn't mean you won't be tired sometimes, but your energy, that's different. Your energy is just how you have decided to walk in the world. Your energy has to do with who you are and how comfortable you are with who you are right now. That's where the real energy level comes in. And so that's it. And get more sleep. Like we talked about the sleep, we talked about the menopause, but I also want you to know when you need to get the rest. Like some of you are ignoring your body's signals. When your body's talking to you, your body will never lie. Your body tells you this because it knows you need that. So, anyway, I just wanted to comment and talk about energy because I get so many questions of why do you have so much energy? Where'd you get your energy level from? I'm sharing that with you. Like, find ways to bring in joy into your life. All right. And so if you enjoy this, please leave a comment, share with someone, subscribe. I would really love to hear comments, questions. If you have any, please post them in the chat. I would love to hear them. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Thank you for joining. And I really want you to also go look at my other video about sleep and how to, improve your sleep because that's another area that women in our age group, like complain about a lot. Like, I can't get my sleep. What's happening? I talk about it in my other videos, so go watch that. All right, subscribe, share, and please just post in the comments your greatest takeaways from this video. All right, take care. Thank